Hi, I'm Vince. I'm the Conservation Officer for Lark Rise Farm here at the Countryside Regeneration Trust, and we're talking about a really exciting project that we've got in mind for this part of the farm. We got this land in 1998, and practically the only little tiny habitat feature on it when we got it was this one ditch flowing through it, and all we've done since then is leave it to grow wild on the sides. We need a wetland here because at the moment the ditch is just flowing very quickly out to the Bourne Brook. It's efficient drainage, which was sort of the idea in the past, but actually holding the water back and keeping the soil damp for much longer would be far more beneficial. We need soft ground and a gentle slope where birds like the snipe can come down and find areas where the ground is soft enough for them to get their beaks in and pull out earthworms, which is their main food. And at the moment there's no edge at all here, so we really need to create that much bigger space with a lot of edge, which will vary as the water goes down. So this ditch is a bit steep at the moment for birds to come down. We need to basically move this earth, probably build a dam to our sort of downstream end and scrape the earth back so that areas of this field, which are already holding some water, basically extend the whole width of that land and probably quite a bit further. So we've got a big area of slightly lower lying ground with water held in it, which would be ideal for birds like snipe, as I've mentioned, and red shank and lapwing, those kind of species that really like that edge. We know the basic idea is we need to build a leaky dam in the drain so that the water will still get into the river but much more slowly, and we need to move quite a lot of earth to create shallow and undulating scrapes, probably 50 to 100 centimetres, 2 to 3 foot deep. So there's always a variety of depths. So if we've got a lot of water, the edge is kind of over towards the right, and if we've got a small amount of water, there's still some mud in the centre of the area. But no matter whether we get a wet winter or a dry winter, we'll have some water here and some muddy edge where the birds can actually forage for their food. So we've moved to the bank of the Bourne Brook here, another site where we want to create another wetland scrape. It's useful to understand what's gone wrong here, because essentially we're in a floodplain and it should naturally flood. So the brook is flowing very high at the moment. We've had a lot of rain, but it's still inside its channel because in the past, in the 1970s, it was deepened and straightened out with lots of diggers. And essentially we're standing on a slightly raised bank where the earth was moved from the river channel onto the bank to keep it in its place. Actually what it wants to do is spread out over this field. So what we need to do is find a way where there's a lower point of the bank, take away some of the earth bank, pull it back and create a sort of shallow scrape so that the water can come out of this high flowing stream, fill the meadow and then stay there for a long time. So we've got a spot here where it's slightly lower ground, and we think if we scrape this down a little bit more and build a back channel, bringing the water out of the brook in the winter and holding it here over the spring and summer, it will create absolutely perfect wet grassland for wading birds. So we've looked at 2 of the sites at Lark Rise Farm. We've actually got 2 more sites in mind as well for restoration to wetland, as well as a big project in Beermarsh Farm in Dorset. And all of these will really benefit from the money that we've had. We know that these meadows used to have red shanks and snipe breeding in them. We've never seen any of those birds. The cry of the curlew has been lost from the countryside. We really need to help get these birds back where they belong. So any further donations would be greatly appreciated. Thank you.